Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Marcus Aurelius, and this is Total War Medieval Kingdoms 1212 AD. Man, that's a long name. Anyway, this is our second custom battle, and by popular acclaim, we are going to fight against the Republic of Venice, who were instrumental in the fall of Constantinople to the Latin Empire back in the Fourth Crusade, and are certainly one of the main villains in the history of the Byzantine Empire. Now, I put together a roster. Unlike the Latins, the Republic of Venice has a ton of units that they can choose from, many of which are very cool. As a result, I was not able to utilize all of them in this army. I think I let the Castellans go, but I have Italian Knights, Berrovieri Cavalry, Communal Cavalry, Italian Squires, Archer Militia, 2 of them, and Arsenolotti, another Berrovieri, but this time not mounted, Communal Infantry, Communal Spearmen, Guelphs, who, if you recall, are the anti-Holy Roman Emperor faction of northern Italy of this time period, Stipendari, and Venetian Heavy Infantry. And again, I'm not Italian, so if my pronunciation of these Italian words is wrong, I truly apologize. But anyway, as you can see here, this is a pretty heavy infantry force, so I'm going to alter our team a little bit. I'm going to get rid of the Cavallerioi. I'll keep the Pronoiarois because they're shock cavalry, and I'll keep the Cataphracts because they're Cataphracts. But in its place, I have 900 funds. Let's go for some mercenary infantry. And 500 points, huh? The pikemen aren't that useful. How about some more Byzantine archers? So we have a little bit more infantry. Also, I'm going to go with commander instead of strategist, I think. Rally and race banner. Yeah, I think I prefer that to second wind and battle rhythm. So alright, let's get started. Where should we play this one out? The last one, we were the defenders. So in this one, we'll be the aggressors. So let's see, Venice is up here. Well, there's really no place. Venice had possessions on Crete, and of course, Venice. They had a little bit here in the Balkans. We don't seem to have any battlefields there. So let's see, Pella. That's actually in Macedonia. Alright, that's interesting. Or Medlan. That looks very similar to what we just fought in. So we're going to do Pella. Why not? I mean, it's strange for Venice and the Romans to fight in Macedonia, but we are just going to go with it. Because it might be a fun map to play on. Oh, okay. Someone was asking if I did a combination of Venice and the Latins versus the Romans, and I didn't think that was possible, but apparently it is. I can add another faction. So one of these days we could do a 3-way. And see what becomes of it. But I think we're pretty much set. Let's get it on. And this time, we'll actually be able to see which faction is which, because they don't have identical, or nearly identical, faction flags. Socrates, I know one thing, that I know nothing. And if he knows nothing, then I know less than nothing, and that's a scary thought. Okay, this is cool. There's some hills and such. Alright, team. Let's do what we normally do, and let's get into Raphia. Alright, so this is going to be interesting. This may be not the best map ever to be the attackers, but we'll do what we can. Oh, look, I'm moving them around. Alright. So, just real quick. Let's use our Turkomens. Turkomen, perhaps? I don't know. As scouts. Cataphracts, we'll actually move you around too, because why make you charge up a hill if you don't have to? And you guys will take this little valley. I like this, though, because there's terrain. The last battle didn't really have much terrain, and this is really interesting. I mean, the terrain doesn't favor us. There's a giant mountain between us and our enemies, but still, it's interesting. Alright.
The battle timer shows how much time is left before the battle.
Thank you, sir. Okay, so we're going to move forward.
We are victorious and live. I will sacrifice to Zeus and Ares for their
Yes, you will probably not sacrifice to Zeus and Ares, considering you're Christian, but... Oh boy, alright, so... I think I'm doing this right. I think we have our formation already set, so we should... Everyone should just move straight up. I think. I hope. I believe. Let's see if we can't see some Venetians. Okay, let's take a look at them while we're walking. These are the Guelphs. So these Italians belong to a faction dedicated to opposing imperial, that is, Holy Roman Empire, expansion into Italy. They are spearmen, medium spear infantry. Pretty good. They are disappearing. They're ghosts. Alright, so now we have Venetian heavy infantry. This is the top class Venetian guys, wielding the finest of equipment that the Republic can produce or purchase. These men are disappearing as well. And then the Italian squires are kind of like their light cavalry. And here's their Berrovieri cavalry, and those are basically merchant militiamen. So they're supposed to have a little bit more money and therefore can afford a little bit better equipment than your average peasant. And they're used as heavy cav. These are just archer militias. I think a number of factions probably have them. And here's the Arsenolotti. Now, what makes them interesting is they are heavily equipped and they arm themselves in a German fashion. So if you look at their wielding double-bladed axes, they're basically Italian Varangians. But if you ask me, that's no Varangian at all. Alright, so, you know what? I forgot to change it so that I was the aggressor. So they're actually attacking me. That's what happened. I'm like, what in the world? Alright, so let's take a look here. They're sending up their communal cavalry, which are wealthy Italian citizens, wealthy enough to maintain a horse or two. These civic militiamen will devastate most other militias when charging into melee, but should beware of light or fighting professional troops. Like, for example, my Scutatois and my, well, I don't know where my pikemen are at this precise moment. There's the Emperor's Guard. Right where all the enemies are. That's good. I like that. First things first, battle is being joined sooner than I would have expected. So the missile troops, I want you to be up at the top of the hill. Thank you. And our shot cavalry, I think you would do well down here. Mercenary infantry. Yeah, we'll throw you guys into the front. Wait, what? Oh, there's our pikemen. Okay, there's the Contari toy. So let's set them up here. Our Varangians are right in the middle. It's not typically where I want them to be. Peltis, yes, I like where you are. Stay where you are. Or, there we go. Varangians actually want to hold steady because they'll go into the battlefield where they're needed. Spear infantry, yeah. Okay. I like that. So these are bowmen? Really? There's our cataphracts. I have 2 units of cataphracts? Oh no, those are the ones of the pro noirs. So cataphracts are interesting because they're basically tanks. They're super, super heavy. So I'm actually going to try something here. No. Emperor's Guard, go back. I'm going to just charge them directly into the Guelphs. Now, you would normally say, Marcus, charging cavalry into spears is a bad idea. But these guys are like tanks, again. So let's just see what they can do. Just look at that. Look at that. Guelphs flying all over the place. Of course, we just got flanked by some Italian squires. Which is good, though, because we have our Varangians that we're holding back. And now we can utilize them. And the Emperor's Guard actually take out the squires. I like the slow-mo. The cavalry's already fleeing. Scutatois are advancing. Probably not for the best, but, you know. Varangians are not going where I'm asking them to. Guys? Guys? Didn't I say come here? Okay, trees are kind of in the way, but the pike infantry, sure, we'll move them down. Let's actually flank these communal infantry. Hit them from the side. There we go. Our shock cavalry are moving very slow for shock cavalry. Come on, guys. Get a little hitch in your get-along. Mercenary infantry, let's move them actually to the front. At speed. And at speed. Okay, lovely. Back to full speed. Okay, more Tatoi. Let's go after their archers. Well, this should be definitely in our favor because we're on top of a hill. Okay, Varangians, let's see if you can't get behind these Italian squires. And our cataphracts. What in the heck? Oh, they're kind of spread out. We need them to just... they took a beating. Okay, so the initial charge was quite powerful, but then as they were surrounded by enemy infantry, things got a little rough. Alright, well, the Varangians aren't very delicate in terms of moving around, so we're just going to have to charge them in. Meanwhile, the cataphracts need to get to a position where they can charge again. Okay, here we grab our mercenary infantry. Let's hit the Stipendati. And the shot cavalry that are getting currently attacked by arrows are going to repay the favor. Pikemen, go inside. Archers. Okay, let's take out the cavalry if you can. That'd be nice. Peltists. The Venetian heavy infantry. Cataphracts, charge them from behind. The Pronoiars are doing their business. Of course, archer militia. I mean, it's not exactly the greatest thing. Take a look at the Stipendati. One thing you gotta give them is they're a lot more colorful than we are. The combat is even. So actually, let's change that. Let's charge into these guys and then charge into them. Cataphracts. Where did the Berrovieri come from? Either way, cataphracts are actually pretty decent for sustained melee. They're not amazing, you know, like a heavy infantry unit, but they're decent. They're pretty much almost dead at this point. Casualties sustained. That's an understatement. How's our general doing? He's good. Alright, let's try some fun stuff. Raise banner. Oh, yeah. Alright. Our mercenaries are really holding up. I mean, I have to give them some credit. They're earning their pay today. And now they're gonna get what they deserve. No, that's not what I want to do. No. Okay. That might be it. Okay. Run. Alright, these guys are fleeing. Italian squires are involved in our cataphracts. You know, where's my missile cavalry? I don't know. Interesting. So I might have gotten rid of them without knowing. And done. We charged into them. They are fleeing the battle. Now we charge into these guys. These are some beautiful units, I have to say, these Italian units. Italian knights. Well, that's their strongest. That's their commander and their strongest unit. Scutatoi. Hey, that might be... Is that... Yeah, see that? That's the shield that Marcus Aurelius used. I mean, you can't get close enough to see the fine details, but it's a beautiful shield. Alright. Now that they're fleeing, let's put the archers over here. Who are you? Oh, there's my Turkomans. I'm just like, where are my Turkomans? Oh, boy. Let's charge into the Berrovieri. They're citizen soldiers. Well equipped. But they're not Spatharioi Emperor's Guard. Look at these guys. They're covered in blood, but they're standing. And then backed up by the Varangians. It's like the core of our group right there. In fact, Varangians, why don't you go and say hello to the Italian knights from behind? Mercenary infantry. Join. No, actually, mercenary infantry go after the stipendiati. And let's cataphract charge them as well. Oh, now everyone's fleeing. We still have... Oh, darn. I pushed the wrong button. I was going to continue and just run them all down, but I will not be doing so. The enemy is broken. Death and dishonor are theirs today, but only on a single sword stroke. Yeah, we lost about 400 of our guys. They lost 1,000 of theirs. I'd say we did pretty well. I'd say what really did it for us was the fact that we had the cataphracts and the pronoiars. Their Italian knights were strong, but not invincible. They did have more troops than we did, but again, the quality was on our side. Except for the mercenaries, who actually, again, acquitted themselves quite well. In fact, if you'll notice here, the mercenaries survived better than our regular spearmen, scutatois. These guys, yeah, 118, 72. These units were really beat up. Our peltists were exterminated, it looks like. Is that what this means? Or maybe... Oh, no, they killed... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm reading this wrong. This is how many enemies this unit in particular killed. So actually, I greatly apologize to my poor Byzantine spearmen. They are the heroes of the day, really, with 118 and 72 kills, more than even the Varangian Guard. Only one with more kills, of course, is our pronoiars, because they were sent after archers and basically just slaughtered them. Our cataphracts managed to kill 110 before pretty much getting slaughtered. Even our Emperor's Guard didn't do as well. Our archers, too, combined are worth about 250 kills. On the Venetian side, their Berrovieri cavalry, 103, so they were the strongest part of that faction. The Italian knights, for all their strength, didn't do much. The elite of the elite heavy infantry, they did quite well. Everyone else just kind of unimpressive, really. The Guelphs I expected more out of with the spears, but the communal spearmen are a basic militia unit. All Italian basic units are slightly better than other counterparts because they are not peasants. They are citizen soldiers, especially the Venetians, and there's a lot of wealth there. So you've got basically the Venetian, you have the bottom of the barrel, the archer militias and the citizen militias. Then you have the citizen guys, like the communal spearmen, the communal infantry. Then you have the merchant guys that are like the bourgeoisie. They're a step above. And then finally, you have the castellans, the arsenalotes, who are armed at the state's expense. And then finally, the richest of the rich, the knights and the Berrovieri, which I believe the Berrovieri are like high-end, really wealthy merchants. And they're the ones that were armored in the German style. So that's funny. We have two German-styled units and then a unit that hates Germans. Very interesting. So that was that. All right, so let's talk quickly about the future. I will be doing a battle against the... Let's just look them all up. I will be doing a battle against the Cumans, since that was asked for, although they're going to absolutely rock us. In fact, I'll try to organize my force to better suit them, even though in real life that wouldn't necessarily happen. The Byzantines would just get crushed. And Kiev and Rus was asked to fight against, so we're going to do that as well. And at that point, it's really up in the air. Just whatever you guys would like to see. If you'd like to give some information on army composition, like for example, if you'd like to see me try something weird, like an all-cavalry Byzantine army, or all-infantry, or whatever, just let me know. I'll be willing to give it a try. I think historically, you will find that the armies of the Empire were mostly in this time period cavalry. There was defensive armies that were mostly infantry that manned fortresses and protected the frontiers, but they were ill-equipped, ill-trained, ill-paid, and generally not very effective, while the main army that traveled around with the Emperor was probably mostly cavalry. And at that point, mostly mercenary cavalry, to be honest, and we're not going to be doing that, but... So there you have it. Okay, well, once again, I am Marcus Aurelius. Thank you very, very much for watching, and have a good one.